Brew's possessed again. Big surprise. This week on The Hapless Heroes.
You were pretty easy to subdue. I was surprised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, and tonight I am your host and DM as we figure out what's going on with our old pal Brew. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and introduce the rest of the cast and Brew. Starting on my left, we have Dave as March.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
His left, we have Michael as Brew.
Icka baba booba baba booba baba bam.
That's not at all what you were repeating, but it's okay. You got it. We took notes.
Something, Blanche Devereaux.
something, dark side.
Oh my god.
Nicole as Glorp Glup Glup.
Oh, I just finished all my cereal. Are we almost there yet?
Sebastian as Choom Daloom.
Yeah, Brew, that's good. You're the singer who wants to play guitar.
And Lewis as Lev Zangiv.
Slavic.
Really? That's okay.
That works for me.
We're into it. All right. When we last left off, we were adventuring through space, blasting off to a new system, the Occipitor system. However, our group's curiosity got the better of them as they decided to make a quick detour to check out some anomalous thing that was showing up on their radar. When the group arrived at the location of whatever this object or anomaly was, there was really nothing to see, or at least nothing that could be perceived that would indicate anything large enough to pull their ship out of cruising speed. However, there still seemed to be something like almost that resembled something like almost vaguely cylindrical, off in the distance, about a mile or so away from the ship. And there was like this weird whispering that was being perceived. You were able to discern some of the words that were coming through that. Tashala, Divarash, Sinek, Sator, which after March decided to cast Comprehend Languages, you get a better understanding of some. This is some sort of almost amalgamation of two very, like strange and uncommon languages, Abyssal and Infernal. That created this message of essentially vaguely translated to the seal awakens, awaken, soon all will unravel. And not long after that, Brew himself began babbling these same words while your engines sputtered and failed to bring you to warp speed once again. However, all systems on the ship are reporting that they are operating normally. And that's where we left off, with Brew muttering to himself and the group a bit confused as to why their beloved Minotaur has somehow found himself possessed once again.
Choom would just be swearing, throwing things up in the upper panels, not sure why this isn't working. He is not superstitious at all, so to him, it's just Brew being weird, and traditionally, he just kind of ignores it. So
Brew.
he's up in the thing.
Brew, because I want to give you some agency over your character. I don't want you to just be sitting here, quote unquote, possessed with me doing all the stuff for you. I just need you to make me, let's go open this episode up by having you make me another intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh, no. Damn. I'm going to officially say this to all those players out there that are creating characters. Do not taint your intelligence score when Fran
Intelligence is not
is
a
the
dumb stat.
DM. Hold, please.
I'm holding.
Oh, no. I'm pretty sure it's just a straight intelligence roll.
It's if you do not have a proficiency in intelligence saving throws, then it is just straight
So
up intelligence.
then it's a 5.
Lovely. Rue, as you are repeating these words sort of involuntarily to yourself or out loud, you feel compelled to set the ship's navigation to move closer to the object.
The one,
you do
the one
so.
we're trying to fly away from. That's
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
So
we were.
Okay, you see Brew moving over to one of the panels as he's still muttering these things. And you see him like push a bunch of stuff, and then suddenly you feel the ship's like navigation and systems start to like lurch, and as the autopilot kicks on to try to turn you now towards the object. Chuma, you said you are up in the cockpit or in the panels and the walls?
In the panels, and upon this happening, I would drop out of the panels to immediately what's going on. That's not normal. That's not good.
Mm-hmm. And the ship begins to slowly move towards this object.
Bro, what are you doing? Bro!
Brew, if you would like to communicate at all, you know the words to say.
Tishala Divarash Sin Ixitor. Did I do that right?
Tishala Divarash Sine Ixitor.
Tishala Divarash Sina Ixitor.
With his accent, it's actually kind of hot. I'm going to drop out of the panels onto his shoulder. Bro, snap out of it. I'm gonna give him a pat on the head.
Divarash Sine. What? I'm around way too many middle schoolers. Okay, hold on. Tishala Divarash Sine Ixitor. Tishala Divarash Sine Ixitor.
Now, Brew, please make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's much better.
Can I while he does that, just like grab him by the horn and cast resistance and be like, bro, snap out of it.
Yes. Add a D4 to your saving throw roll. Oh, he's got a sad face.
Wait, so a D4's not going to matter?
Wait. I add D4? Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I thought this was I thought that was a nat
It's
one.
still not going to be. Well, it'll be better.
Roll 4.
Oh, it was a 1. It's a total of 11.
11. Okay. So, it's hard for me to describe what madness feels like, Brew, but
Great, sir.
you, as you are repeating these words out loud and are trying to are just kind of almost doing things involuntarily, you on the inside, right? You beneath these actions, the Brew that still lies within this sort of temporary possession or whatever is happening. Like you feel you're still in there, right? This I'm not sure, maybe it's a fear or something is starting to set in where you realize something is controlling you, but it's not like you can't it's you know what I mean? Like you're just sort of in this sort of weird place in your own mind where you just feel trapped. But you are perceiving all of the things that are happening and all of the things you are doing.
I am excited for the internal scene where it's me, the symbiote, and whatever this is, all talking to each other in my brain.
You're all Spider-Man memeing at
So
each other.
Yes.
it's interesting that you mentioned that because the symbiote is in here with you
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah.
and is also trapped.
So, okay. All right. So the symbiote is also. Got it. Fun. Okay.
It
Is the
communicates that
symbiote
to you
afraid?
without really saying anything. Yes, you feel fear
Gotcha.
coming from
the symbiote.
symbiote, right? Yes.
So it's more of a sensory, like I sense that the symbiote
yes,
is
it
also.
doesn't. There are no words spoken, but without because it is you and you are it. Like, there is some sort of you are connected in ways that maybe are still really hard to explain. You feel that it is afraid.
So the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes. So, but just put you into perspective of where you are as Brew in this whole situation, right? You and the symbiote are both watching this unfold and are fighting to regain control. I'll make you make some more saves in a bit to kind of wrestle yourself out of it. The rest of you, I mean, Brew is obviously acting erratically and is setting the ship to move closer to this object. It's very clear to see that just from all the displays that this is what is happening. What do the rest of you do?
I told him to stop going towards those kind of communes and other communities. I knew something like this would happen. You could call it parental instinct. That is fine. But we should have kept him away from those. I mean, you know which type I'm talking about.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And when exactly did we have this conversation?
It was off screen. Okay,
you see, because Percival is also still here. He's like, wait, no, this is ridiculous. Brute, snap out of it. Like, stop. And you see Percival try to go over and pull Brew away from the console. Brew, make me a strength check, please.
Oh no, you're screwed. This one I can do.
Nice.
It's a strength saving throw, is that what you said?
Sure. Yeah, actually, let's make it a saving throw.
Resistance! You get an additional 1d4 if you need it.
Ooh, thanks for that. Ooh.
Here, so I'm on your shoulder, just shaking your horn.
Yeah, you're helping him do this. Good. Go ahead, Brew, what do you got?
25.
You guys see Brew almost like again, that same sort of you hear him let out like a grunt, and he just throws Percival across the room. And Percival hits the wall and is knocked unconscious.
Damn!
Uh-oh.
I mean, he knew better.
Well, we could have seen that coming, probably.
Yeah, he did kind of resort to violence. Wow, Percy. Anyway, can someone check on him and make sure he's not dead? Because technically, I think he's the only other person that could fly this thing. We might actually need him.
You just kind of hear like a low whimper kind of come from his direction. Like he's unconscious, but he's alive.
Well,
but he's just kind of on the face down on the ground a little bit.
I don't really.
Smacked his head on something.
Glorp will go to help and check him, roll him face up so he can breathe. But in the appropriate don't vomit and choke on it position for a fainted person. And then I also put a band-aid on where I assume the head was smacked.
Of course. Yeah. There's a clear lump on his forehead where.
Is it bleeding? Will a band-aid actually help?
It's not bleeding, but
Cool,
it
I
is
still put a Band-Aid on
lump.
anyway.
Of course it does. You just kind of hear as you kind of touch the very bruised spot of his head. But he's out cold for the moment.
That's rough. I'm gonna jump across. So now I have both of Brew's horns in my hands, and I'm literally gonna try my best to appeal to him, to stop doing what he's doing. So I'm literally gonna start shaking listen, but it doesn't matter how you're feeling right now. I know you're probably feeling some kind of way. You just threw Percy into a wall. I might be a little turned on, but you need to calm down. We are going to crash.
Chala,
And I'm just
Deveresh,
shaking
Sine, Ixator.
Can I get him another save or something?
Not at this
Persuasion?
moment in time, unless you are trying to affect this in some other way besides just talking to him.
Just talking to him? Yeah.
And I'm just going to roll some stuff over here. Don't mind me. Continue to
Okay.
discuss amongst yourselves.
Mach, do you know anything that could, I don't know, pierce the veil, so to speak?
March is scurrying around inside one of the bulkheads, doing a lot of alternating between swearing and mumbling to himself in jargon. Something about trying to find where this interference is coming from. He's convinced that it's technological and not spiritual in nature. So he's probably very incorrectly chasing that path down.
Chala,
Marsh,
Deveresh, Sine, Ixator.
in your, like, that was inside of your sort of cryo chamber or whatever, and like as far as your possessions are concerned, do you still have any sort of portable computing device? I mean, I know you have like your
The
arcane
most
focus,
basic
right?
bitch one available.
Okay, never mind. Then.
It's stripped down. It had no software on it.
Yep, just curious.
It's +0.
It's just a tool. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Just curious.
Yeah, just because he couldn't not.
Yep. I know. I'm just trying to understand what level of hardware personal hardware you are carrying or it has in your possession.
Yeah.
Okay. This deliberation continues. The ship is has now changed course and is moving towards this object. You're going to be upon it probably in the next minute.
Lorp attempts to use on-off to turn off the console that Brew is using.
Sure. The screen turns off.
Off.
Can I
we
then
stop
try?
No, the ship continues to move.
Can I try to then cast remote access?
On the panel?
Yeah,
Or
on the
yeah,
navigation.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I cast remote
Remote
access.
access.
I literally point a little remote.
Yeah, and it's like almost in your mind's eye, the interface appears, right? You can interact with it like as if this is like an augmented reality, right? You can see all of the information in front of you as if you were interacting with it in real time, but only you can see this.
Can I? It says I can make it do the basic functions.
Yeah, so you could I'm essentially telling you, you can operate this like normal. This is like every other console pretty much
Yeah.
that is in the ship.
I'm gonna take us off this crash course that we're on.
Sure. I would like for you to
Best of
make
my
me a
ability.
navigation tools check.
So I'm thinking I could probably. Shit. Sorry. And
that would be a wisdom check.
It took too long. All right. That's a dirty 14.
14. You're able to like you push all the right buttons, you do all the right things, but whatever Brew did, like you're locked in on this course. You can't seem to cancel button.
Right.
Just what it's not working. You're not sure if it's like input lag or something. Maybe something was a little funky with the OS we installed. Like maybe we forgot to install all the updates before we took off.
Don't put this on
We
me.
rushed this whole job.
Don't you put this
Grayed
on
out
me,
for no
Percy.
reason.
I am saying that would have been a Percy job potentially, but
For sure.
he
But
did
he's
sleep.
unconscious. So
Right.
we'll let him stay.
Right. I'm just trying to say that you don't have to blame yourself for that one, Shroom. That might have genuinely been a Percy thing. So, regardless, it's not canceling.
All right. Well,
You're like panic pressing this button, and it's just like you're doing your best to like stop it from moving, and it continues to move towards this object.
Right. Not sure why you chose to do this to us, Brew, but if any of you have a god that you call yours, I suggest you get acquainted real quick, because we're gonna crash into that thing.
And if in a few moments, suddenly there's just this like little like boom sound. As it sounds like something small has like made contact with the hull of the ship somewhere. Brew, I would like for you to make me another intelligence saving throw.
Can I just?
The resistance
I'm-
carries
yeah.
over, it's fine.
Cool. I just didn't want to have to keep
It's fine.
repeating it.
It's
I'm
still
on his
active.
shoulder.
It's fine.
Nice.
Oh. I'm gonna roll it, but it doesn't matter.
Son of a.
I am
If it-
lowering the difficulty every time.
It doesn't matter. If it makes you feel any better, it was a 4 that I rolled on the resistance, but it was
That's lovely.
but it was a nat 1, which means I started at a 0. So we're at a 4 with a nat 1 roll.
Oh, this is excellent. Brew, you feel compelled to exit the ship,
To exit the ship.
to open the back,
Oh,
open the ramp.
God, I'm one of those people.
exit the ship.
Yep.
Okay.
And you see Brew walk over to, because like, you guys are down on the, in the cargo bay.
And Chum, you're still on my head right now, right?
On your head, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Are you trying to
You
steer
see
me
him.
away?
I'm
You
pulling
see him
with all
walk
of my
over
might,
to
yes.
the button that opens the back door, like the ramp, and he just presses the button.
In reaction, I immediately would cast remote access again and close it. What are you doing?
I'm going to say this is a high. This is a this is not a system. This is a button that controls
Right.
the door. You
And I'm
you either
casting
you
remote
either press
access on
it
the
or
button.
this is more on-off territory.
Can I hack or
Oh.
use it on the button?
So like a remote, okay, hold on. Remote access is, let me just make sure I understand the spell, because I'm pretty sure it has to be like hooked up to some sort of like system, or like it has to be like a computer
Remote
system.
access is an electronic device.
Electronic device, okay. I guess it could be argued that a button that controls a
On-off is
hydraulic
also
lift.
an electronic device.
Yeah, I guess a button that controls a hydraulic lift could be a device. It is a device with a singular purpose.
Yeah. That's what I'm just attempting my best to make sure that that door does not open right now, because we are not in Astral Sea.
Yes, you are.
We're in. I thought we were within the influence of this thing now. So I thought it pulled
Yeah,
us
it's still
out
the
of.
Astral Sea. There's not a wild space system you have entered. You are still in the sea. Also, even if you were in wild space, just to give you some more comfort there, Chum, you have an air envelope. It's not just the inside of the ship; it extends outside.
Well then, okay.
I mean, you don't want to float beyond that air envelope in the vacuum of space. That's going to suck for you. But you have a bit of a window, we'll call it. You know what I mean? As it's projected, as
Well
sort of
then,
like
what else? I'll save the spell slot then. If I know that him opening the door is not gonna
It's not going
immediately
to kill you
us
all. No.
Cool. Then yeah, I won't even.
Except
I'm
for
sorry.
the canned evil outside.
Yeah, but I don't believe in that shit. So I'm gonna save the
Save it.
spell
Yeah.
slot.
I'm
if I
just
can.
that's why I'm just trying to make sure that we're not just blowing spell slots on things where it's not immediately life threatening.
Thank you. And also, I will be still screaming at the top of my lungs, trying to stop her.
Glorp is going to not remember that there's an air envelope because Glorp, kindergarten teacher on a planet that didn't have this kind of space, thinks space bad. So Glorp is going to immediately spread themselves out and try to seal against the door like a giant jelly ring.
The noise that it was making.
Okay, so I'm trying to think about how thin, what kind of dimensions.
And also, I'm going to walk. I'm going to realizing that the door has been opened and the situation has escalated. Lev will. Okay, this has gone too far, I think, and starts to walk out and physically get between. Try to physically get between the door and Glorp. Well,
Sure.
I guess it would be Brew and Glorp to be another line of defense.
Opening the door was what tricked, not getting Percy getting yeeted across the room. It was the opening of the door.
Now it's
Escalated
gone
beyond.
too far.
I mean, escalated beyond.
No, it's okay.
Anyway.
Now we know where the line is.
That's a little playful.
The kids squabble every now and again. You
Yeah.
gotta let them have it a little.
That's nothing compared to Nikita. So
Yeah.
Facts. True.
Or Ulyana, as we've seen.
she's a different evil.
So, okay, you get between them. Are you attempting to push the button again to stop the ramp from opening, or are you just trying to stop Brew from walking
I think that Lev would probably extend a hand out in a stopped motion, halt
Hey, man.
motion,
Hey, man.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
Brew?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Resistance.
This has gone on too far. I think you just need to step back, get back in there, eat some of your oats or whatever it is, and let's just have a nice calm drive back to where we are going. Okay, that is.
Eat some of your oats.
I got it for you. No way. That was what you asked for. Way, and I found it. It was perfect. In bottle. Your favorite color, I believe. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I've
You're
seen
welcome.
I've seen Mike make a very interesting face. What do you got there, bud?
So I I swear to you guys, I don't understand why I do really well when I'm fighting you, but not when I'm resisting things. It is an 8.
With resistance?
With resistance. I have a +2 modifier to my wisdom, your +1, which is what I rolled for resistance, and a 5 on the die. So
let me just say, I've given all of I've obviously given every opportunity is to succeed here. So we're just going to continue to have a little fun. Brew, you see again on the inside in your mind's eye, that you see Lev attempting to stop you physically from moving further, and you want so badly to be like, I'm not doing this. And Lev, for a moment, you almost see Brew like open his mouth to speak, but nothing comes out, and he continues to try to push past you. You will either need to now attempt to grapple Brew or let him pass.
Can my brows be kind of giving like an I'm sorry look? Like
I don't know. With that wisdom save, I'm sorry, Brew. I don't think so.
Trying to send a message to y'all.
So, Lev, would you like to execute a hold on your companion, or like, because he's obviously he's showing no signs of like stopping his current path. And also, Glorp, I should just ask really quick. What kind of dimensions can you stretch yourself to?
So I just did the math. I estimated that I weigh about 300 pounds. I'm going to use water as my reference material, which weighs 62.4 pounds per cubic foot. So I'm approximately 5 cubic feet of water density, assuming no hollowness, right? In real life, I look slightly larger than that because I've got all the hollow airspace in order for me to make noise. And anyway, if I was to spread out in solid, dense form, 10 feet wide, 1 inch thick, I could go 6 feet tall, I believe.
It would need to be thicker than an inch, only because you need to accommodate for the
I can go 1 inch thick. It's just that where my comet piece would be, you'd see you'd see like I'd go like around my comet piece.
I understand.
But
okay.
I can go down to 1 inch thick according to the rules of being a plasmoid.
It is barely enough to like block the way. You're more of a barrier or like an obstacle than necessarily a barrier.
I'm an air condom. That was the point.
Yes,
I forgot that there was no seal on the right. I forgot about the air envelope.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I don't think you are
panicked.
wide enough to necessarily seal it entirely.
Oh, it's wider than 10 feet, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
How big is this ship?
Write it down. It's a data point. We know something about the ship now.
Yeah, right? Like, we got a dimension,
hold on,
guys.
let's see.
So I was thinking 10 by 10, so I figured I wouldn't actually be big enough to cover the whole thing.
How wide is a typical like garage door? Like
not 10 feet.
Like
yeah, it's not a 2-car garage. This is like a 1.5 car garage door.
I think 8 because a garage, a car itself is like 6-ish feet
wide.
Yeah,
because think about like basketball hoop is 10 feet.
Okay, so then I retract my statement. Yeah, no, you would have been able to create the seal, so to speak. Yeah, because it would not be wider than that.
Nice.
Upon further thought.
This is good to know for later.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's interesting. All right, so Lev, do you attempt to...
I can make myself bigger.
Yeah, I'll grapple him. Or attempt to, rather.
Competing strength checks, please.
I'm going to use my feet to cover Brew's eyes to aid in Lev. In whatever way you will give. That's
strength checks?
If he can't see...
It is competing strength checks, yes.
Okay.
Mike?
Might not matter that much.
Oh, thank God. I'm not using resistance for this, am I?
No. Not no.
Yeah.
I'm actively going against you now.
I got a 21.
It doesn't matter because I nat 1 again.
Oh my God, dude. Throw that dice away. Throw it away, bro. Burn it. Burn it with fire.
No,
Lev,
don't
how do
burn
you
it
restrain
if you inhale those fumes?
Lev, how do you restrain Brew?
I think at first it's just like a firm kind of like palm on the chest.
And then as he
And then
continues to push
maybe-
towards you, yeah.
And then maybe there's some resistance for a moment, and he like, kind of clearly wants to move forward, and we kind of do a little scuffle, and then I get him into some kind of, I don't know, some kind of Nelson hold or something.
Sure. Okay.
Nice.
Brew. You're still, again, babbling to yourself and all
Can I
this
just
stuff.
say, I understood what I'm babbling better than I understood any of the math that Glorp was trying to do. So,
Lev, you still feel him trying to resist. It's clear that he is trying to like get to the ramp and like get out of the ship.
Okay. I mean, if I'm holding him, what can I do while I'm grappling him?
That's what do you want to do?
At this point, it's just restraint. I'm not trying to
Yeah,
hurt
he's
him.
Restrained. It is. He is restrained. You can just tell that he's still like trying to fight to like get out. Not like hard, but it is just this. He's not like he's just squirming around in your arms, still repeating the same thing that Tashala Divrash Sine Ixator. Like it's just over and over and over again.
We need something cold. We need some ice. That usually calms him down. He usually sits in the shower with those ice. Who's got ice? We all look at the flapping.
I will call your attention to the cryo like coffin that
Would
March
Brew fit in that?
emerged from. No, But
you all would be wrong
there
for
might
this.
still be
you
some.
all would be
There might
so
still
wrong
be
for
some
this.
juice. There might still be some juice to kind of get him a little puff.
You don't want
of,
us to use the ice shards,
cool-
bro?
Do not let the
Coolant.
DM persuade you to do
Coolant?
this to your friend.
We're gonna spray
Or-
coolant on him. Cryo coolant.
Or
just one of many options that are at your disposal.
Is there like a
There's
freezer
a
or
clattering
something
in
with
the
like some
walls.
ice packs? Like that might be a little.
Is there
safer.
like a glowing symbol on him somewhere while I'm holding him? Do I like hear, or is anything emanating from him that's now affecting me in this close
No.
quarters?
But unless you were affected by him repeating the same phrase over.
I mean, I'm
and
listening
over
to it and
and
probably
over
getting annoyed
and
by
over
it.
and over
Yeah,
again.
it's pretty annoying at that point.
No, because everyone else
Sine
passed
Ixator.
checks
Okay.
last time we played here, and no one else is feeling any sort of
I,
adverse psychic effects.
What else can I do? Let's see.
You see the Glorp's, typical smiley face appear on the giant skin condom over the door.
We need to come up with different words. I think.
Gasket.
I'm like,
Gasket.
The
The
bad
balloon
texture.
seal.
I yell out to Jim to close the door if it's not already closed. Close the door, Jim, please. Well, I'm
Right.
like wrestling him.
I'll swing. I'll slide down
fall
and
off the
press the
doorway.
button.
Yeah. True, make me a perception check, please.
Just hold for modifier. 5.
Cool. You close the door.
Oh no, is the space cylinder stuck in my skin condom?
I didn't say any of those words.
Bro. Okay.
Did you
Next week
imply
on
that?
Only Heroes.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Okay. Brew. One more time. One final time.
Are you sure?
Please. Make me an intelligence saving throw.
You no longer have resistance, my friend. You're going on your own. Maybe I was the bad luck.
I think you might have been.
I might have the monkey paw all along.
It is a dirty 11.
Okay. How do I want to play this? Let me roll something.
Oh.
My head starts spinning around and I start spewing things out of my mouth.
No, nothing like that. Brew,
Uh-huh.
you regain control of yourself physically. However, as you're sort of coming back into your own senses, you have a vision.
Oh.
you see this jar made of ceramic, silhouetted by just space. It's kind of hard to make out details, but it seems to be oddly shaped. It doesn't seem to be perfectly cylindrical. There appears to be some sort of something either carved or molded into the top of this jar, but it's fuzzy to you. You can't quite make it out. But you just feel this need, like, I have to open it.
I've got the need for speed.
I have to find this jar, and I need to open it. And so, I'm going to inflict upon you a temporary madness, of which this jar, this message that you're receiving to retrieve it, open it, like, you are now Brew,
Okay.
but this is your mission. Communicate with your friends. You see Brew kind of like snap out of it a little bit. He stops talking. He stops repeating this line over and over and over again.
I relax the holds.
Right, literally, as you're coming back, you just hear Jim be like, "I don't know where we should stick it. Oh, bro, you good?"
Yes, are you back finally?
Brew just kind of looks contemplative, so he's kind of maybe scrunching his brows a little bit. But he starts to kind of like cock his head a bit, and he starts going toward, I mean, I assume, we haven't really talked about it, but there's like some sort of pantry or something on board, right?
There's a
It's up a
very
level.
small,
Sure.
yeah.
And it's a very small
Pantry?
pantry. We're talking like, it's like you have a table and there's probably like a small refrigeration unit and then like a cabinet,
Freezer.
Yeah. So he
a freezer.
he starts making his
Food
way
nozzle.
toward like where he would go up, to get up the level. He just kind of like puts his hand up, his hoof up, and just kind of like to kind of,
It's not a hoof. You have fingers.
yeah, all right, fine, yeah, I have fingers. So he just puts his hand up. Oh, right, they're like sausage fingers though. They're like huge.
Right.
So he just kind of like gives the signal that he's good, like he's here, like he's with you all. But he needs like a second. He goes up toward where the pantry would be. He starts opening up the cabinets, and I assume he finds, I don't know,
What little supplies, everyone packed,
Maybe-
but there's some stuff.
is there anything like pickles or peanut butter or
Yeah.
something like that?
Absolutely.
So he just starts
Plenty of preserves.
opening up whatever jars are up there. He just starts opening them.
Yeah, so you see him walk up to a jar and go. You hear the
that.
seal go.
Yeah.
Just like snap, and then he like looks inside, and then he closes
Yeah.
it. And he goes to the next jar.
Yep. That's exactly
just
what I'm doing.
Snap.
Yep.
I love this. Oh, I love
He's
this.
pre-opening them for me. I
So,
asked him to do that.
I'm whatever jar I'm gonna find eventually, Fran, I will open because I'm opening literally every jar that I can find at this point.
It's fucking hilarious.
I feel like all of us just kind of peek around the corner in that like staggered formation, so all of us get like bigger as we go up, and we're just like,
And-
"Hey, bud."
Yeah, he's kind of like eyeing into the jars, like he kind of like puts it up to his eye. He looks inside, and he puts the cap back on, puts it aside, finds another jar.
He's been at it all afternoon. I don't
March has
understand.
rejoined the rest of the group from inside the walls. He perked up right around the time they started messing with the cryo equipment.
Yeah, bro, you said you were good. Well, you didn't say. You gave a nondescript hand gesture that you were okay, but your behavior says otherwise. So I just making sure. Let's like touch base real quick.
Oh, I'm great. I just have this urge to find a jar and open it. And it's
The door can be jar sometime. And you open the door.
that was what I call an alley-oop.
That's perfect.
Well done. Well done.
Well, if as the DM, I may just remind you, he did try to open a door and you didn't let him.
It's true. You actually unjarred it.
You don't remember that.
Yeah,
Brew,
you were.
actually, you have full memory of the fact that you were, in
Yeah,
fact,
I
possessed by
I
something.
do remember
before,
that. I saw
and
it all. And let me tell you,
Cool.
Lev, you are a gentle spirit.
Thank you. Yes, you were pretty easy to subdue. I was surprised.
Oh,
What is this, therapy?
God.
Bro, what the fuck? What are you doing?
Yeah, what was that thing you were saying earlier? It was kind of creepy, if I'm being honest.
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what it was.
Oh, you
March.
remember everything that was happening, but not the most important thing, which was mysterious language that you were suddenly fluent
Why would I
in.
know what it means? I don't know.
March, you do know what that means, obviously, right? You
Yes.
did cast comprehend languages.
Yeah.
But I will remind you, it was a little unsettling to you that even comprehend languages could not give you an exact translation because of the fact that this seems to be languages that have been amalgamated to each other, or like it's not fully one or the other.
So do you remember
There it is.
mouth
It's in
moving at
handouts and
all?
notes.
Tongue moving? Nothing? You don't remember any engagement of your vocal?
I mean,
Creation-
I remember all
creators.
that, but that doesn't mean I comprehended it.
Slavic?
No.
Slavic.
That's why I was here. To comprehend it for you. Do you not remember any of the work I was doing? The seal weakens. Awaken. Soon all will unravel.
I was
Oh,
just
you
going
were
to
serious
primary
about that?
Very
source, you know?
doomsdayish. I was really ominous. I was trying very
I
hard to
thought
be
you were
ominous.
trolling,
No,
man. You've been gone
you
for
were-
a while. I thought you
You
were just
did
trolling
great.
us.
I was just asking speaker, you know? That is all. Maybe he was thinking of something too while saying it. I don't know.
Bro, I'm not here for this. This is too much. All right, stop opening jaws and sit down for a second. Just like take a breath.
All I have to say is this whole experience has been jarring.
Well, he's making puns, so he's definitely brew again. But my God, man, like it's just a jar. Like, why do you feel compelled to open my peanut butter?
It's just a feeling.
But what if Brew's having a good possession? Maybe the jar holds the crochet world and we have to save everyone.
Is the unraveling.
Tomb literally just like kind of blinks one eye at a time. Like not really sure what to say. Normally you're really on with these things. I just you lost me on that one. Do you explain, like, are you just gonna go, I need to open all the jars and then not explain further why you're opening all the jars?
He said his explanation was it's just a feeling.
Right. A little bit of elaboration doesn't hurt anyone, you know. Don't open that jar of sardines.
I don't want to eat it. I just want to open it.
Just don't open it.
I can't control. It's just
Why?
this desire.
What do we do when all the jars are opened?
I don't know.
Where does this
Did
escalate
anybody-
to?
Did anybody bring a fidget spinner?
Or a fidget jar. Did you bring your fidget jar from home?
Maybe it's
Did we
just
forget
maybe
that?
it's just that those
Yeah.
memories of helping my mom in the kitchen, just opening all those jars, always being so helpful.
The second you open the jar of sardines, it just smells like scrolls in the room.
Smells like scrolls up in here.
Chu's gonna get like fed up and he's gonna jump over across the table onto the counter next to Brew. He's gonna snatch the jar out of his hand. I need more explanations than you just feel like it. You were just whispering some demonic shit and now you're doing some weird things. Now, normally I wouldn't think anything of it, but I watched you murder someone and you don't remember it. So I'm getting a little bit freaked out right now. The ship's not doing what it's supposed to, and I'm having a freaking panic attack.
Dong, dong. You hear something else bounce off the exterior of the ship. Small.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not good. Nothing's good. Nothing's working. Tomb just storms out of the room to try and look at the sensors, see, did we hit something? Like, what's going on here?
The ship has stopped moving.
Did we feel it lurch?
Engines are on. Systems are normal. You are just on top of where this object is.
We're gonna assume at least one of those things was the thing we hit.
If you're
I'm
looking out the, like the window, like the big cockpit, like windows, it's just open sea out here.
Yeah, that's not good. Choom's gonna pull out a scroll and just like sit on the floor, middle of the floor, and just start smoking. I'm at a loss, guys. I don't know.
I
This is
checked
out
the
of my league.
cameras. What can we see with the external cameras?
We have external cameras.
We don't really.
I was like, wait,
With
what?
whatever we can see.
The sonar
That's-
sensor would be. Oh, sorry.
The cockpit and the sensors.
Yeah, you could check the navigation console. Maybe it's picking up.
The only
something,
other way to
but-
really get a good look is to EVA. Go walk out there.
Percy, I thought you were asleep.
I'm just saying, if you want to get a better look at whatever it is, there's not a lot of
Okay.
ways to view it
I
from
put
the
it-
inside.
I put a suit on. Lev goes and puts a suit on.
Lev, where
Yeah,
you going,
I
bud?
mean, not a lot of suits necessary. There is essentially a tether that you can make sure that you can anchor yourself to different parts of the ship. Again, the
Sure.
gravity will pull you towards wherever the envelope is pulling you. So you're going to be pulled towards the bottom of the ship. But it's more just that if you start drifting away, you're not going to continuously drift away from, without any friction to stop you, away from your air envelope and out of the gravity influence of the ship. You don't want to be just freely floating in the astral sea. That might lead you to an eternity of madness.
Not unlike
Okay.
Hey, Chum, power outputs. Do we got anything on standard phone charger rail? I'm sure we got something to charge phones, but probably need it with a little bit more oomph. I got an idea.
I mean, I could give you oomph. The engine's working fine. It's just not,
All right.
working fine.
Everyone's above now, right? Like you're in the top
Yeah.
2 levels of this, right? So you can kind of just hear some moaning coming from the cargo bay.
Here's what I'm thinking is we get my cryo box out, we put some power into it, and we just take whatever this thing is, throw it in there, freeze it, and shut the thing.
I mean,
Hello? Hello? Is anyone? Where'd everybody go? My head hurts.
We're upstairs working.
you've been sleeping this whole time. Time to wake up. Get to work.
What happened?
And I look at March, and I go, you really think that those things out there are doing, points to Brew still opening jars, doing that?
Do you have a better explanation?
He passes you the
Something else
scroll.
knocks on the side of the hull of the ship again.
Yep.
I go towards the elevator to go down to the cargo bay. There's no time
Okay.
for this.
Yep. Okay. You go back down. You see Percy, who is like kind of just sitting, rubbing his head, like kind of his back on one of the panels in the wall. Just kind of like he's still kind of shaking it off. He's barely with it. He's like, yeah, get to work. Yes, yeah, yep. Yeah, get right on that. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you can stay on your feet, just help me drag this thing out to the middle of the bay here. I want as much space between it and any walls as possible.
Sure. Yeah, and Percival does his best to give you a hand. He's a little sluggish, but he's fine.
Yeah. All right,
His
good.
armor of assisted strength is doing well enough that it's helping you both move it just fine.
Shroom has returned from the engine room with the small robot liver, which has now been converted into a backpack, which is also rigged to the part of the fabricator that produces the materials. The fabricator, I remember I told you, is broken, and its whole purpose is to contain vials of ether. That's all it does now. It's not anything more than that. If
Yeah.
that's cool, I'm asking for permission.
Yeah.
So yeah, I come down, and you see Choom kind of take the backpack and he presses a button on it. Boom, boom. 2 things of ether. It's like little shimmering red gas inside these vials. I go over to March. How much do you need?
Well, I think we got to find a way to get it in through.
Rips panel off, pulls line.
You see a few
All right,
lights go
let's
out
do this.
somewhere.
And I think we can proceed. March and Choom working on rigging this thing up to power the cryo chamber as a cold storage
unit. Yeah, sure. Okay.
While
Yeah,
Lev wasn't Lev doing something?
We're just gonna say that's successful because that sounds fucking cool as shit.
Yeah. You see Choom just plugging the line into his now modified monkey wrench, feeding ether into it, the line just going in, all the lights flickering and growing way too bright for a second.
It's got power. It's not like, freeze a person type power, but it'll do for some cold storage for sure.
Oh, we're gonna do some horrible shit with that red gas, aren't we?
Yeah, don't tell Percy.
Okay, the cryo chamber is power. Has enough power at least to do what you want it to do. And then again, there's that dong dong is something very like that doesn't seem like hard, but just like gently kind of almost. It literally just sounds like something is like bonking against, like almost over and over again, like something on the side, like somewhere on the hull of the
Something's
ship.
knocking on our door is what you're saying, and not so many words.
You now see Percy walking over the button to open the hatch, the cargo bay door. After he's done helping March, and you hear him now muttering to himself, Tishala, Divarash, Sarne, Ixitor.
Oh, son of a bitch,
Divarash.
she got a head injury.
Sine Ixitor. And that's what we're going to call this episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast.
He's doing that so much better than I was doing it.
Unbelievable.
Also, for
Layers.
some reason, Weezer's coming in my head.
Who?
Weezer. That
Doing
that
what?
old band.
You mean Geezer?
Sure. That sweater song about, pulling the thread and your shirt falls off. It unravels. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I don't know
my
why that
goodness.
song is in my head, but it's just playing and playing as I open up all these jars.
Yeah, we don't have the rights to that song, but imagine it in your mind as,
your mind.
as the credits roll on this episode. If you like us, if you hate or love our cliffhangers, you can come and find us on the internet and yell at us about it. All of our links in which you can find the places that we exist on the internet exist on a tree of links called our link tree. It's just linktr.ee/haplessheroes. And that has all of our links, all of our social media pages, our merch, our our community run wiki, all the different links that have anything to do with us officially or unofficially. Wait, no. You know what I mean. Go to that tree of links and click on that little button for our Discord server, though, because when I tell you that is probably what we describe always as the crown jewel of our internet presence, we mean it. A lot of our community are active in there. We talk about all the different episodes as they're airing. We talk about different things, D&D related, not D&D related. And there's a whole lot of discussion channels and ways to engage and interact with each other. I would highly encourage you to come and join that community and be part of this as it's growing every day. My goodness, I'm like stumbling over my words because I'm trying to do like train of thought. I feel like Glorp right now. So please check out our Discord server, check out our link tree. Guarantee you're going to find somewhere to have a discussion that you would want to have in there. Now, listen, if you like us, like really like us, though, you could leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice, or like and comment on our YouTube
Ice chart.
releases of this show. Oh, okay, got that one out. Yes, please come say nice things about us on the internet, and we will see the things you say about us and shout you out on the air as the 5-star human that you are. And if your podcast service does not allow you to leave said reviews and you don't give a shit about YouTube, you could go to our Discord server that I mentioned before to the 5-star channel and say some nice things, and hey, we will still acknowledge you as the 5-star human being that you are. Now, if you really, really, really like us, I'm talking like you think we're so swell that you just want to support us financially. Well, we have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/haplessheroes. It's also on the aforementioned link tree. For the price of a cup of coffee every month, we have a bunch of bonus content over the last 8 years of this podcast, and I'm constantly trying to compile more and release things as we have discussions between episodes, or if people have to take a break for whatever reason, we just clip a whole bunch of extra stuff or bloopers and all that stuff and make it all available to you on our Patreon. We also have some free content that we release on there as well in the form of bonus episodes, interviews and out of character type content that doesn't really fit the theme of the actual main show. So even if you don't have the funds to contribute, we are still releasing bonus content for you there. So we would encourage you to go check it out. That's my spiel. I am out of breath. But before I inhale next, let me go ahead and outro my cast, starting in the opposite order which they were introduced, with Lev, played by Lewis.
Okay, Percy. You are possessed now?
June, played by Sebastian.
I was kind of worried when Prue was doing it, but I think we just kind of let this play out and see what happens.
Warp, played by Nicole.
What if we're all the ones that are unraveling and we're all going to slowly but surely start chanting?
Baru, played by Michael.
I just need to find more jars.
And March, played by Dave.
I really feel like I was prescribed Ixitar once.
And I am the DM, played by Francesco. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't touch that.